We happen to be recording this on a day where I'm like, everyone is so fucking dumb. So here we go.
But now we said it.
Welcome to But Now We Said It.
Today we're going to give you guys our year-end wrap-up with our top 10 housewives.
But before we jump into it, we're just going to explain why we were on hiatus. Basically, I went back to Canada to visit my family and then was denied entry into the wonderful country of the United States of America. So I have to be put in Canada for 6 months, and then hopefully we'll all be reunited.
Okay, so a bit of a sabbatical. Also, I feel like you're on vacation. Why are you upset about it, Aneal? We're over here working hard.
Yes, I know,
So,
right?
I guess
I'm so ready for you to be back, though, bitch.
We're ready for you to be back.
Yeah.
And the election at least restored faith in your country.
100%.
True.
Everything else is.
What are Canadians
You know.
saying about it?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I feel like they feel like the world can get back on track.
Good.
Love
That's
this.
helpful.
So to jump in, we're not going to give you guys a ranking of the top 10. It's just kind of a scattered order of the top 10. At the end, we will give you our number one because we were able to decide on that, although I forget whom it was. But yeah, it's kind of, we all chose 10 and we put them in a pool, and whoever was, if we had similar ones or whatever, that's how we ended up kind of grouping them together. So I will say that although these are our top 10, a few of them were not on my list. You'll know who, but and I apologize for my background aesthetic. I was like, I'm laying in bed. I don't feel good.
I do have to say, before we even get started, I think, Aneal, you said that in the text, that I'm shocked the amount of Potomac ladies you put on your list, Jeff.
I did. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Steven. Sorry. I just want to say before we continue, this is our first, but now we said it. Steven and I with our new Jaws.
Oh, yeah.
Jaw Queens.
Jaws by Dr.
And
Jennifer
chins.
Armstrong. And
And
chins.
chins.
Yeah, I had 3 procedures. Guys, I've done the biggest turnaround. So let's just start with Ashley Ruler Darby.
Now that I got my baby, that's the only crap I take.
The
Yeah.
biggest turnaround. Remember on the first episode of But Now We Said It, I was like, who is this? Who wants to watch this chick? Guys, I'm obsessed with her. I mean,
What are you obsessed about? Because I'm still like,
I'm obsessed with the fact that she legitimately does not give a fuck, does not care about how she's portrayed on the show, does not care about what those women think of her, does not give a fuck about like what people think of her marriage. She's just like, she just drinks her Corona, and she's so like, she's like smart but dumb, and I like that quality in a housewife.
Yeah.
I was gonna say she knows the game of reality TV like down to a science. So she kills it. She's like, oh, let me call Karen right now. Let's handle it. Like she will just be messy, but at the same time, you got to respect her because all of her mess is out there too. Whereas like Giselle, she'll be messy but not put her own mess out.
Right.
Ashley, like, I find she's a smart housewife. She knows how to calculate. But I just don't like her delivery or her execution. And not in the way that she's going about it, but just the way that her mouth moves and like the way that her tongue, you know, like
I mean,
everything about, like her physiology irks.
You know, I can relate. You know, there's nobody that hates mouths more than myself, and so I did struggle with this. She's got a stronger jaw, just as we wanted to.
Really?
We wanted to extend ours. I'd like to reduce hers. I've been able to move past it, and I'm trying to be more mindful about not attacking people's physical features.
Wait, I've never noticed her mouth as
What are you
being
talking
like
about? She's a Jay Leno chin.
I have never noticed this.
And Malcolm, is
Never.
that what you're talking about?
No, but like I can like I just mean like what comes out of her mouth and like the tongue. So
Malcolm,
I don't
is
know.
your internet okay? Are you using Cricket Wireless?
I am on dial-up, you know.
Yeah.
Thought I was only a poor one here, but okay. All right, so okay, Ashley Dole. Aneal, what are your thoughts on it?
I mean, I like the fact that she's able to move story along very quickly, if that makes sense. And she's able to put her shit out there. Like her husband is a terror. And if it's Real Housewives, your husbands need to bring something too. And Michael Darby has been for the past 2 seasons, delivering more than any of the women.
Wait, we've all watched the finale, right? I think the finale hasn't aired though
Finale
yet.
is insane. Yeah.
So speaking of Mr. Michael Darby and Ashley, Ashley was a real standout in the finale with Michael. You guys will all
Right.
see. You guys will all see the truth.
Are you guys like not at all like cringed by who she has to go to bed with each night?
She's
Of
doing
course
what she's
we
got
are.
to do.
I mean, yeah.
And Neil, that's
But-
what I think too.
Yeah.
And I
Wait,
also think there's some daddy issues there.
100%.
So
I would love to get her therapy notes, but that's neither here nor there.
Cheers to bad choices, then making better ones.
Bronwyn Wyndham Burke. She's had an eventful year.
Right. I mean, she has become sober. Yesterday, she came out as a lesbian. She still has 9 kids. Like, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
I didn't put her on my list because I don't want Orange County on the list because the season's just bad. So, and you know, Bronwyn, I know you know I love you, but the Orange County, it's just not working. It's not working.
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Ron needs to be on Beverly Hills. I feel like she'd make a great addition. They'd have houses
So
big enough.
oh, go ahead.
I mean, that was.
Someone tweeted that today, and I was thinking, I was like, I don't know that she would make a good Beverly Hills because she's very Orange County in my eyes.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like Taylor Armstrong to me didn't make sense, and Heather Dubrow sort of didn't make sense on their respective franchises. But she doesn't deserve the cast that she's on right now, essentially.
This cast is atrocious. Elizabeth fucking. And then Gina, whom I feel like I can't even say it on here because we'll get backlash. But the text that my friend had sent about her today
Right.
about the 5 grapes.
Oh my God.
But I mean, Gina, it's really a sad day in OC where Gina is the most redeemable housewife, like giving us comedic relief.
Gina last episode was great.
Okay, guys, we're shifting.
Oh, yeah. But yes, Bronwyn has done so much. And again, for Orange County, they had the pandemic to deal with, unlike any other franchise. So hopefully next season they'll have a better cast and better season.
I won't settle for anything less than everything.
Dorit.
Can we
Shining
just
star.
let's all give a clap for Dorit.
Yes. Honestly, like, it's been a hard few seasons being a Dorit stan because nobody would get it, but this year she just was shining like no other, and I couldn't be happier.
Aneal, you always loved Dorit, didn't you?
I always loved her, and I never thought she would
Same.
get this moment of like being a fan favorite. I never thought it would see the
Same.
day.
I can't say I
Same.
loved her from season 7. I will admit that, but from season 8, a lot of people just came in season 10 this season, but since season 8, I was like, oh my God. I will say, was I the only one, because she's the only one we have on here from Beverly Hills, but was I the only one that picked Denise Richards as well?
I didn't.
She would have been a good choice.
Did you, Aneal, did you?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, me and Aneal both picked Denise and Dorit from Beverly Hills.
Right. So then she can be an honorable mention, Miss Denise
Honorable
Richards.
mention, Miss. I mean, you know, yeah, I love Denise Richards.
See that? Yeah, I kind of wanted to put her on because she was a big part of their season, but at the same time, she didn't show up for shit. So I was like,
Okay, I am Denise, slumped over right now, laying like this. Denise is like, I'm fucking here. What do you want?
I guess we could give this third spot to Doris and Dorit.
Doris.
Doris.
But
They're a
so
duo.
explain to me- So what, Malcolm? You explain to me, what has Dorit done this season that warrants such recognition?
Stepped up her fashion game like crazy.
Right.
her fashion is
The mall cop?
insane.
Okay, the mall cop really did. The mall cop. I will give that. Okay.
And then also part of it, like, I felt like she did a good job of like trying to like bridge everything together. Like, but she'll still hold people accountable. If that, like with Denise, essentially, she's like, just fucking say something, or like trying to help her out kind of deal. So that kind of, I think the empathy there kind of helped as well.
Empathy, she's like ethereal, and then she's also just like, it's not a big deal. Like, oh God, like whatever, you know?
Aneal, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Dorit helping Denise and like continuously going out of her way to help Denise also made her score major points with me. She was the only one.
I love how she like barely knows Denise, and she's like, she's my sister Denise. Like, I'd do anything for her. And I'm like, when did you guys even meet? Like, when have you two hung out? And she's like, it's just Denise and I are so close. And I'm like, no,
Right.
you're not. But I love that she like wants to ride or die for her. I feel like she's just in her head like, she's like, this is Denise Richards. Like, oh my God.
Denise
So
Richards.
Yeah, so I think she wants to be on our side for that reason. She's like, "Great watching fun."
Be true. That's a good point.
I think that's really why, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
As I always say, plastic makes perfect.
Jennifer Aiden is like the best housewife on Jersey, I would say.
She is the
my opinion.
quintessential housewife. She
Right.
every
The blueprint. Yeah.
every part of that formula, the chemist made her, and she put in every ingredient.
Yep.
Amen.
She's well stirred.
Well stirred.
Yes.
Mhm.
I cannot wait for this season of Jersey, and I'm sure she'll do something.
You can
ridiculous.
suck a bottle, but you can't suck a dick. It's so good. It's so good. And
She also does really like to throw glassware and cutlery, and again, that's like one of my like necessary things in a season.
No, I love physicality, and I will say this: like, there is an element, and then I've seen it from the beginning of like Too Thirsty, a la Jen Shah, which I have a problem with, but she tones it back enough that
Yeah.
it doesn't. Yeah.
Her
And then
brother
also gives us
storyline,
some redeemable qualities.
And
Right.
Aneal, what?
the gay brother storyline, and her going out of her way to really like mend that and like tell it authentically. Her bully daughter, like she gives us a
Mhm.
lot to make us want to.
What's the daughter's name again? Like Remy?
Gabby?
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Is it
Gabby.
Gabby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
shout out to
Um,
Gabby.
Yeah, those
Gabrielle.
storylines like warm your heart, and then she can be like a monster with the ladies, and it's a great balance.
And the battle of sophomore seasons between her and Jackie, like she just completely crushed Jackie.
Jackie, and she talks like this. So like,
Absolutely.
Vicky and Evan. And I'm like, just give me Evan and shut up and go. Do you know what I mean, Jackie? Give me
Evan is
and
so
go.
hot.
Yeah. That is
Ugh.
Honey, the Grand Dame doesn't repeat history. She makes it.
Dom, she has become like, I think, my favorite housewife. And it's weird saying that because Jeff, I understand your JV thing, and I think about that, but she's just delivered all of her seasons,
Karen
and she just keeps getting better.
has the same energy that you just described why you like Dorit in Beverly Hills, Jeff. Like, for those reasons, is exactly why I love Karen.
No,
Like,
me
she moves through it. She's like getting high, you know?
I didn't say it. I put her on my list. I agree. I'm saying I wouldn't list her as my favorite housewife, but I put
Right.
her on the top 10 list. She performed well this year. I think, again, we're speaking, and this is for the viewers as well, as far as
Right.
this year goes. But
Right.
yeah, as far as a body of
Right.
work in the past, I would not put her as my number one. No, we've not one
I
of
think
the
all-
singers in the, you know.
all four of us had her, right? She's the first one
Mm-hmm.
that all four of us had.
Her confessionals, not only is her fashion great, but her sound bites are everything. She can read Giselle for filth, and that is a feud that I love to watch. It's so good.
Here's where I give confessionals a little bit less credit, and like, for instance, like Emily fucking Simpson
Right.
on Orange County like has good confessionals, but she sucks in person. So to me, confessionals, it's kind of like it's like 10% of their grade, like homework, because
Right.
somebody's given it to them. They're prepared, somebody could be doing it or whatever. And so I don't know, it's I 10% of her grade.
But
I
the-
agree with that, but Karen can actually do it in person too. So that's the other good. Like, I think she delivers in person and in confessionals.
Yeah, I think the biggest redeemable quality for me, especially this year, was the way she handled the Monique and Candace fight. Like, that is how you kind of play the middle and support both. I think that was like, I'm like, hey, this is a real one. I have to stand.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, moving on.
Oh, actually, Karen versus T'Challa. That's another great feud.
Right.
I'm sorry, I love
I'm
it.
good with the bird shit. No pun intended. I'm okay with that. We've like made a mountain out of a molehill out of this. Like, oh, it's real funny, the bird shtick. Like, I don't need to. We can move on. Christ.
We
Go ahead.
sorry, the delay on this thing sometimes.
I told you, Cricket Wireless. Trash.
You guys watch Karen like go back to her hometown and like go down like a 50%.
Yes.
Yeah,
back
that
one.
was a moment.
That. Oh, and her and Ray's bathtub scene. Yoo-hoo!
I'm okay on that one, I think.
I thought it was, the production was so shady, making him look like he was taking 10 years to get up
Yeah,
that 80-year-old man.
Part of
Poor
me is like,
thing.
I think that wasn't production. I think he.
And
just-
it might not have been.
When she was back home, did you guys not feel like you understood like her like previous seasons more about like her like self kind of you promote yourself, because she was very like on her high horse before, and then like when she took us back to her hometown in that like small ass town, she really was treated essentially like royalty. So I'm like, oh, so you actually do believe like the royalty? I get it.
I was just gonna say, do you think she was in on the joke on that parade, or did she really? No. I don't think she was either.
I think she enjoyed it.
Yeah. Which is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, our next housewife I did not have on my list.
Neither did I.
So this is on you two.
I may float like a butterfly, but I sting like a bitch.
What I want to clarify with this is I think she had a great first season. I think she is being blown out of proportion as if she is like God's gift to housewives, as if she did something completely different. But I will say she had like, I have to give her props. I thought she did a lot of great stuff during the season. She's not as iconic as people make her out to be, though.
I still stand by the fact that she stands out because she doesn't fit in with those ladies. It makes her stand out.
I like that though.
I mean, the tiki torches I loved.
I will give that credit.
That was great.
Even even though she was drunk, it felt super put on. Like, I don't think people realize how forced and put on she is. I think people are very easily fooled and tricked. That girl's a fucking bitch.
Where I felt she was putting on was at whenever they were all in costume at whatever party that was, when she picked up the like octopus or lobster. That to me, I was like, oh girl, I can even like see that you are
many of hers are
doing too much.
So many, even just individual lunches in the middle of the day where I'm like, stop. But people are so gullible.
But yeah, I mean, listen, she gave us these moments like, bitch, I elevate this shit is like a one-liner I randomly say. Like, she gave us moments, she's just not in my
But she doesn't.
I loved her tagline too.
Oh, I did like that.
Oh, I like that Leah seemingly was like the first housewife to like be new and like not fall under like Ramona's like tyranny. Usually they develop their second skin like by the later seasons. But she challenged her. I really like that because Ramona can be quite awful and like quite pejorative.
In the best way.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
So I just appreciate that she pulled her on. That's all.
And I think that's another I think that's another main reason why like I put her on the list is she's also, I don't think I've ever seen a first-year housewife get praised like she did, whether she deserved it or not. Like as a whole, viewers like were obsessed with her.
Yeah.
Next one is, I didn't add her because I told you guys I didn't add any Salt Lake City ladies because to me it's like it's way too early to tell. You can't like
this one is.
But this one is. I'm telling you, a few chocolate chips short of a cookie.
I love God, but I will read you like a scripture.
She is everything and more to me. I love watching her navigate social situations.
I love watching her navigate her kitchen.
Well, my favorite is when she turned all the gas on and walked away. She just wants to set that house on fire.
Oh my God. I could
also, she is really like, just like, I have a crazy marriage story. Y'all can just deal with it.
I like that she owns it.
I love that. I was like, she literally is just like, move on. What about it? Like, I married my grandpa.
Stephen, you said this like when you were watching at your house, like had Denise had that same reaction towards all of her scandal, like, yeah, I did. Move on, bitch. So much more effective.
It's true. We kept saying that and she just owns it. But I will say this. Speaking of,
or even just saying it's none of your business or whatever. But yes, I would have preferred her to just
which is just the sentiment where she can just shrug it off. Like, yeah, it's none of your business. Or yeah.
Real quick, speaking of the house on fire, I'm telling you guys, I see Mary committing like a pretty serious. I've always wondered like, when will we have our first housewife that like dies? I know that sounds morbid, but like also like kill someone or something like that, or like something. I see her doing something like arson or murder suicide or something. No, actually I think she wouldn't even do the suicide part, just murder. But like yeah, I see that for her.
I think why she may be the only Salt Lake one that we can give like an honor to is because even before the season started, she was like talked about like crazy because of all this dark stuff with her marriage and her church and all of that. So
Aneal, what do
I've
you
been
think? I
waiting
think you
for her
posted
for
a
a
few
year.
things about her. What do
I'm
you
obsessed
think?
with her. When she did her church service, I was ugly crying. Like she literally, I feel like she took me somewhere. I can't explain it.
Aneal,
I
for
was
real?
crying.
Like
Okay,
for
I
real,
wasn't
for real?
crying,
Yeah.
but
Because
I
I
was
feel like
moved.
it's the only time she feels alive is when she's on that stage. Like there was something about her. She just came alive and it was just such a beautiful moment. I like actually cried.
Okay, I was laughing.
Live is when her tongue is out her mouth.
When she starts shaking,
Yeah.
I was shaking
She's
with
like,
her.
oh my god, I can't do that. My bed's gonna break again. This is the better bit. But
You don't want to do that.
Oh god.
I
Yeah.
also love, like, you could tell that Whitney's dad was really like
Yeah.
feeling something from her.
And my favorite is just Meredith. Like Meredith clapping.
Oh, Meredith. Somebody called her on Twitter, but
Yes.
just before I saw this right before we started this, called her melatonin.
Oh my
did have
god.
I had me an LOL.
That's
so cute.
hysterical.
She's like,
great.
and anyway, she's like, and Brooks and I are gonna do it again, and like it doesn't matter if we're doing another time, and like we're gonna go. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. What are you saying?
I want that prescription. Whatever she's got.
Me too.
Maybe if you tried a little harder, you wouldn't have to try me.
I did put her on my list. Did we all put Monique Samuels?
I
I did
forgot.
not.
Oh, no.
I did.
I didn't
I did
put
too.
I didn't put Monique because I felt like in a weird way I would have to put Monique and Candace. Like
I did
they were
put
such
Monique
a
and Candace.
duo. You did.
Mm.
So I just removed them as a duo. But I think Monique, I mean, she revived life to Potomac, and this season I hated that she was so isolated, and she has a special place in my heart. She just didn't make my top 10.
Yeah.
No, that's why I added, like, again, you guys were all shocked that I added 4 Potomac ladies. It was Ashley, Karen, and then I was like, I thought about that too. I was like, Candace and Monique as a pair, because they contributed so much this season. Like, it really revolved around the two of them, at least the latter half. So
Right.
that speaks for itself.
I will say, I think that really is a bummer with her being iced out like that, because you could feel that absence. I personally could. I mean, it was still like good, but you felt that absence there. So hopefully next season we'll see what happens. But I thought she brought so much, and she knows how to turn a look.
Right.
She sure does.
This phoenix has risen, and I'm saying, bye, ashes.
For me, Portia, I feel like she has become Atlanta, kind of like Nene was always like the face of it. To me, I think Portia is just really coming into her own and killing it. She's funny. I've always loved her from the beginning, but I think it's taken a while for for her to find herself and for people to kind of get on board. And I thought last season she's really solidified herself.
Right. I mean, I love the fact that she didn't know where the Underground Railroad when her like grandfather, Jose Williams, is such an icon, and then she was fighting for Breonna Taylor. But if we're just talking about the seasons, my favorite part was at the Zoom Union where she like looks into the camera and like flutters her eyes. Like she was performing on that Zoom like I've never seen anybody.
She was laying like horizontal at one point, wasn't she?
Mayday, nay down. I mean,
or your titties are social distancing, bitch.
Yeah,
That was another.
She is another one that puts in work and earns her check. I'm very much so about like earning our checks, where
she works hard. She
Yeah.
reads the description and she follows it. Like, yeah.
And she is, for me, by far the best reunion look ever.
Yes.
She's consistently my favorite.
And
like
she just
across all franchises.
She always performs very well at a reunion too.
Right.
Totally. We were saying earlier, there's people that are good in confessionals, but like once they get in person, like at a reunion, that's when you really have to shine, because you don't have time to think about it. You got to react.
Exactly, and that's where we see a flutter. But next up
is our
the only one that shows-
final.
You go ahead.
Oh, it's Miss Elizabeth Vargas.
I'm no one's accessory. I'm the whole lifestyle brand.
Sonia is just unanimously loved.
I was gonna say, I love Ramona, but I didn't feel like Ramona performed well last season. Like she didn't give us our normal Ramona, like I love to hate you. But Sonia was her standard, like life of the party comedic relief. Right. Everything I needed.
She said, what'd she say about her pussy? Something, what was it?
I don't shave my pussy or something like that. Because she wasn't
something like,
she had a chubby pussy too.
Oh yeah. It was something like, I have a chubby pussy. And we were just like,
because Ramona came out and like didn't have a camel toe or something, and she's like, "I have a chubby pussy."
Oh no! That's she goes, "I don't shave my pussy," and we were just like,
right.
And also, can we talk about her glow up with her face,
right?
The plastic surgery. Oh my God!
You and I have that in common, Stephen.
Yes, we do.
Thank you, Jennifer Armstrong, MD, Newport Beach.
What does she say in that Tiki Shorts episode where she's like, I'm feeling single and seeing double.
Seeing double, feeling single.
That is so iconic. I loved that.
And when her and Leah, when she's sitting on the toilet and literally Leah is up in her face, like talking to her, that was, to me, that episode was incredible.
I may watch that before I go to bed today.
Yeah.
I'll never rewatch anything from that season.
Wow.
No, I remember tweeting that during, because I never even finished. I didn't watch the last like 5 episodes and I remember tweeting like, I'll never rewatch this season. Like,
why? But you're gonna miss Elise.
The creepiest presence. Talk about murder, suicide. Oh my God. I'm telling you, I could see it. Can you not see it? Can we unanimously agree that you could see her killing somebody?
If anybody, her over Miriam Cosby.
Okay, I don't know why everyone's so afraid to talk about murder here, but
no, I just feel like she definitely was that creeper in the back, but
she's a fucking sociopath.
I don't think I could ever unsee her just like creepily grinding on Leah and Sonia dancing at that party, and her face was just like stiff. I was like,
Elise seems new to the world. Do you know what I mean? Like she's just arrived on Earth. It's bizarre.
Yeah. She's been in a bunker for 50 years.
100%, like Lost, and that weird thing. And she's like, "What's going on? Everyone's having fun." And I'm like, "Whoa." But anyways, that wraps up our list, guys.
Should we just go around and say our all-time favorites of the year?
No, our favorite. So favorite
of the year. Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah. Okay, it has to be from our top 10. Yeah,
it has to be.
Okay, yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give my favorite to Karen Huger. Like she's the one that's made me laugh consistently the most. But justice for Cameron Westcott and her ping pong diagrams, because she's an icon.
The diagrams are very good.
That was everything. I'm gonna go with Karen Huger as well. She just slays me. She's hysterical. And I could watch her literally sit in that confessional chair for hours. Just ask her questions. That could be a show for me.
That was so epic because Karen is like literally right behind you right now. Just so
oh my God, you're right.
Honestly, I have to say Karen, like one, because she's Karen, but two, because I think I've had the most conversations and like tweets and texts whatever about Karen. So Karen.
I would have, so again, we didn't choose this off of my list for our list, but it would have been Denise Richards, baby girl, as I refer to her. But, and this is going to be, talk about coming full circle. If I had to choose from our list, Ashley Darby.
Ashley Darby.
It's insane. It actually is insane. We started out, but now we said about blasting her. And now I'm like, I think out of this list though, remember,
right.
Denise baby.
Totally. What are your hopes for 2021 Housewives?
I'm like that they get their shit together.
Yeah, OC needs to be gutted to the studs.
Gutted.
Like
to the studs for sure.
Like unreal. It needs it's either they gut it or they cancel it. Like
yeah, I might even say like bring in the crane and just knock it down. I don't even know.
I mean, they're casting right
like the
now.
bones aren't even there. We can't even gut it. We've got to knock it down.
Right.
I'd say for 2021, bring Miami back. They haven't been social distancing. Everything is open. Or the season 3 with you, Steve. Those women I love. And then another show.
Season 2, I forgot how incredible it was. We were watching it the other day, and there was so much happening. like so much.
If you're
Is that
ever home
Karen?
on a Sunday and like can't move and just want to eat and play up behind the screen, Miami.
Funny because I tried watching it once and I
But
couldn't stand it.
season 2,
I tried.
Season 2
I
is
tried
so
dipping
good.
into
Well-
each of them, and I was like, "Fuck, no."
That's great. So you hate Miami
Well,
energy. So what's going on there?
But I don't like, and this is what I've always been outspoken about, guys. That like my expectations are, I guess, higher. Or like I don't like. I'm not as easy to appease, which is why I haven't seen a lot of them. Like spoiler, and I've said this to so many of my followers and things like that. Like I have not seen. I told you guys a lot of Atlanta, like a lot of seasons. I watch if I enjoy it. If I don't, no, whatever. I'm not like as diehard as maybe you guys are.
right.
If I like it, I like it.
Yeah, that's fair.
If I don't like it, I don't like it.
Andy did say that he's trying to pitch Miami to Peacock, by the way,
Right.
to reboot Miami for Peacock. So hopefully that happens. But
What's your
Well-
expectation, Steve?
Yeah.
I feel like I need more people to get on board with Married to Medicine because they're coming back early 2021, and I'm
Yeah.
so looking forward to that.
I co-sign that.
Never seen it. I mean, that pretty much wraps it up. I guess we'll have to do another one of these in 2021. But we want to thank you guys for tuning back in. We were so happy to come back and do this. Aneal, thank you for joining us from Nova Scotia or where wherever. And we appreciate you guys, and we will chat soon.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
How old is he? He's got to be 70 plus.
75, 80?
Wait,
I don't
question.
know.
So when she
Malcolm, yours. We can't. Inaudible.
I can't hear you.
No, really?
No,
Now
now
you
you're
can.
good. Now you're good.
Okay.
6
I don't want to
weeks?
pay for expedited.
Oh, yeah. I forget how much the expedited
You're like, I
is.
forget that you're poor.
Fucking hate those like verify if you're like a human things because sometimes they're really tricky and it takes a long time.
Also, I think I have a cut in my tongue. Fuck. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Um,
Guys, I will also say that I am now stopping my Prozac, going on to Lexapro. So we were in an in-between this week.
we're in transition.
Welcome to the club.
But yeah, justice for Monique. I hope she comes back next season with a vengeance. And
Wait, I thought we were talking about Portia.
oh,
So moving on, who's next? Beatrice. Oh, I mean, not Beatrice.
Beatrice.
Okay, sorry. Bronwyn.
Delivers, like she's Atlanta to me now. Like you know how
I have
Nene
to
was
pee.
always.
I have to pee.
Okay.
Keep this going. Thank you.
Oh, go ahead.
Moving up the coast a bit, but on the same coast, Ms. Karen Ledam Huger.
Wait, Washington's on the same coast as New Jersey?
It's east.
Isn't Washington
What?
near California?
Okay, Washington, D.C. Aneal.
Washington State,
Fuck.
Washington D.C. is on the East Coast.
Okay. yeah, I know
Maryland.
that.
Potomac. Oh my God.
Okay. I'm not American.
Will this go on the YouTube thing?
What? Yeah.
I literally, I can't with you right now.
Steven and I were just like, huh?